Hello, how's it going, friends? I'm Darkoburi, the collector. Today, we're going to do a double unboxing of these Pokémon Tournament figures in their special edition with Pikachu. These special editions are from Banpresto, and if you notice, they're from the Pokémon Tournament video game. Here, as you can clearly read, it's all in Japanese, which of course you can't read, but it's the video game edition. And on the back here is the part where Pikachu is fighting Lucario. If you look closely, here are some scenes from the video game that completely changed the dynamics of the battles we've had in Pokemon up to this point. We used to have the classic Pokemon games like Red, Blue, Yellow, Gold, and Silver up until now, when we already have the new generations that end with XY. And the ones that have just come out, obviously, there was also one that came out for the Nintendo 64, which was Pokemon Stadium. But in Pokémon Tournament, what you do is literally fight with the Pokemon. It's not about launching attacks and taking turns. Instead, you actually fight and, well, land some solid hits on your opponent. There are great characters like Charizard, Mewtwo appears, and of course, our classic yellow friend, Pikachu, couldn't be left out. I wasn't able to get these special editions of Pokémon Tournament directly in Mexico. I had to buy them from a supplier over in Japan. For what? So I could bring them over. Let's remember that the Pokémon Tournament game, including the figures, is from 2016. I've kept them for 4 years to do the unboxing here with you all today. This special Pikachu edition says the figure is 20 centimeters tall, and of course we're going to have others like Lucario, maybe a Charizard is here in the basic set design. So without further delay, let's get to what matters most, the unboxing of the figure. So without further delay, let's open the box. What's special about these slightly larger boxes from Banpresto is that they have this part here, which is used for what? To hold all the boxes inside the main box in place, and then you have to open them one by one. Inside we'll find our figure in a single piece, striking an impressive pose. As I've mentioned, these boxes come with plastic on the sides, on the edges. You have to do this and handle it very carefully so you don't cut yourself or have any kind of accident. What we don't want is to stain our figure. You simply lift this part here, and out comes our Pikachu, which, as I've said, always comes with this plastic. Why is that? To make sure the paint on the figure doesn't get damaged or affected. If you look closely, here we have this Pikachu, and Pikachu has evolved from being a slightly chubby little mouse to being made more fit over time. Here you notice he still has a bit of a belly, but he's in a powerful pose. And now we're going to talk about the details of this figure and compare it with this other figure we have over here. But without a doubt, this figure is amazing. And just look at how spectacularly it shines. So, to check out the details of this impressive piece, let's first look at the eye. See how Pikachu looks angry, already ready to fight. This pose with crossed arms, so imposing as if saying, I'm ready to fight. The truth is, we've been with Ash since 1996 on his adventures with Pokemon, and he had never won any league. He came very close to winning one. He won a minor one, but recently Nintendo and of course Game Freak finally gave us the chance to see Ash and Pikachu as league champions. Now, that's worth an applause. Why is that? Because Pikachu has always been a very beloved character, even though in the first 2 episodes he didn't want to participate or be trained or anything like that. But now Pokemon and Pikachu, as well as Lucario, have become extremely important assets for Nintendo, including in the game Super Smash Bros., where our yellow friend is never missing. I'm actually very good at playing Smash Brothers with Pikachu, so whenever you want a challenge, let's play. If you look at the figure, it's a solid yellow color. Here at the neck, it might look like it moves, but no. It's 0% articulated. Not even the feet move, and even less so the tail. Everything is in a single piece, so to speak. And if you notice, it stands on its own weight. Here are the cheeks, which have always been red on our little yellow friend. Pikachu, see, they're very colorful, and the details on the ears are here too, which also don't move. The black tips and the rest in its natural color. Here on the back, as always, it has the stripe on its back and at the base of its tail. And as we know, we can identify whether it's male or female by looking at the tail. So here we have our male Pikachu in its Banpresto figure form. Now, let's take out this figure, which will only have a slight color variation, but we won't know for sure until we do the unboxing. So stay tuned to continue with the incredible unboxing of this second piece, this second Pokemon piece, which you all told us, hey Darkoburi, you missed Pokemon. And of course, for me, it's one of the best video game franchises. I haven't missed a single one. Honestly, I've played every single one of them, and they have incredible, well now, scenery, amazing battles. The truth is, the battle mode is always the same, where you go around catching Pokemon, capturing them, leveling, throw them up, and in the end, you fight against the Elite Four to become the champion. But the thing about all this is that there are always two versions of the games. One of them has certain Pokemon, and the other has a different set of Pokemon. And there are many Pokemon, for example, that only evolve when they are traded. A good example of this is Gengar. You can't evolve Gengar or Alakazam either, unless you trade them. And after the third or fourth generation, that's when they introduce Pokemon genders. And for some, when they add more types of Pokemon, they even change their type. So we also have the Alola versions. And if you remember, there are some Pokemon that completely change their type. But you would know all of this if you played this huge franchise. So now let's do the unboxing. Here, removing the tape from this second figure. As you can see, it's another Pikachu. This time we have the same figure, but if you look closely, the color is different. This is Pikachu's traditional color, and this is its shiny edition. We can easily identify this in Pokemon Go, where the shiny versions appear, or as they're famously called, shinies. These are Pokemon that in their natural form have one color, and there are others that are just a little duller or a bit lighter in color. And there are others that change completely. Some are made green, others just get a random color to see what comes up. But this is the Pikachu Pokemon in its normal edition, and this is its shiny edition. Let's analyze this figure and turn both of them around to look at the back. If you look closely, both Pikachu figures are completely identical from the back. The second figure is also static, neither of them has any movable parts, and it still has its arms crossed. So the only thing that changes in the box, it said that this was edition A, and this one didn't mention any edition. And if you notice, the color of the box for this one was a slightly darker brown, and this one was sky blue. But the figure that changes is this: your Pikachu in its normal edition and your Pikachu in its shiny version. If you've played Pokemon Go, tell me which ones you have or which shiny ones you're missing. Maybe I'll give you my code. Trainer, we can raise our friendship level and trade, because honestly I have an impressive collection of shiny Pokemon. And well friends, that's all for today. Well, we have another unboxing. Hold on, here comes a new challenger. Let me introduce you to the Lucario unboxing. If you thought I was only gonna have Pikachu, our classic friend, of course not. Lucario has become one of the top 10 in the Pokemon world. Now you have to tell me, what's your favorite Pokemon? Mine is Wobbuffet, without a doubt. After watching the cartoon, he became part of Team Rocket, but it's not because of the cartoon, it's because of his two moves. The first is Counter, and the second is Mirror Coat, which I use to return double the power or double the intensity when you're attacked with physical or special moves. That's why Wobbuffet has always been with me since Pokemon Stadium 2, where the second generation came out and you had to face, for real, the most evil of all Pokemon. And how did I defeat him? By sending out my Wobbuffet. You give him an item, so he doesn't get knocked out or is left with just 1 HP, and then you return the attack with double the intensity. That's why Wobbuffet is one of my favorites. But without a doubt, in the world, Lucario is in the top 10, along with Pikachu and others. Let's not forget Charizard in his special editions or Mega Evolutions. But without further delay, let's do an unboxing of this Lucario figure. If you notice, the Pikachu box said A here, this one says B. This figure is going to be a little smaller in size. It won't be the 20 centimeters that the other box mentioned. Let's see if it says so somewhere around here. Yes. Here the details say 12 centimeters, that's the height of our figure. As you can see, it's going to be a little smaller in size. Let's take out our Lucario. It comes with two small bases, and of course it has this part of the plastic that I absolutely love, because it keeps the figures super well protected, so the colors stay really vibrant. And this is our fighting type Pokemon, Lucario. If you look Here he is performing his attack, and he has an impressive blue color. His mask, which is part of Lucario's character, and his feet. In the video game, this Pokemon was given to you as a gift. They would ask you, do you want it? And you could say yes or no. I have a friend in particular who said, since I'm not going to use it, well, I told him no. I told him, hey, what do they say in Pokemon? Gotta catch them all. I mean, I have to catch them all. So when they asked me, do you want Lucario? I said, of course I do. Now, our Lucario, as you can see, we put a base under it so it doesn't fall over, unlike our Pikachus, which can stand on their own. So let's carefully analyze this figure to take a closer look at it. Here is our Lucario, who, as I mentioned, is a fighting type. He also has the counter power, which almost all fighting type Pokemon have, where if you get hit by a physical attack, you return double the intensity. For this Pokemon, honestly, psychic types are the ones that end up defeating them, and against a psychic attack, you don't have a chance to counter. That should be the mirror quote I mentioned that our friend Wobofe has. But here on the figure, if you look closely, Lucario is holding the spikes in his hands that come from his evolution. He evolves from Riolu to Lucario, which allows him to become, let's say, a stronger Pokemon in the realm of fighting. If you notice, his feet look kind of like, let's say, a little dog's. Here you can see the markings on the paws and also on his chest. There's another spike mark. So the deep blue of Lucario that appears on the figure, compared to, if you notice, the slightly more yellow color of our Pokemon Pikachu. Here we can see the difference, the size of each one, which is the 20 centimeters that this Pokemon measures versus the 12 centimeters that this figure measures. Let's remember that Lucario in the series and also in the video game, in your Pokédex, obviously measures more than our Pokemon Pikachu, but here in the Banpresto figure, in his Poké Tournament edition, don't forget that, it comes in this size. And remember, if you like this video, give it a like, share it, and turn on the notification bell. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're getting close to 10,000 subscribers and about to receive that exciting plaque that YouTube gives us. Share it, give it a like, send me a heart, tell me you love it, whatever you want. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell. We're on all social media, on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube, and we're on Medio. So, always stick with us. Go for these prizes in each of our videos and Darkoburi is out. Darkoburi.